It's your favorite Manic Pixie Dream Girl, her Manic Pixie Dream World, and this is another Figment of my Infatuation. Today is Sunday. What's today's date? May 18th. And today is the Motor City Comiccon, so get ready with me. I get ready to go to this convention. I got the fan on in the background, so if you hear some wind, that's what that is. But basically, they having a whole bunch of celebrities and like good guests that are coming to Comic-Con this year. So I'm definitely going because Steve from Blue's Clues is gonna be there, and I gotta meet Steve. So I signed up to get an autograph and a selfie with him. So I gotta be there about 12. It's like 9:35, 9:40 or something like that. So get ready with me as I tell you about who I'm going to go to Comic-Con dressed up as. Get ready with me, stuff like that. So can you tell who I'm about to be or who I am? Can you tell who I'm dressing up as? No, I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds. Hit the like button, like, comment, share, subscribe, and leave your guess in the comments down below if you can tell who I'm going to Comic-Con dressed up as today. Did you guess yet? Do 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 do. I'm going as Annette when she got possessed by Sekhmet from Castlevania. Yay! So to prime my face, I'm using this e.l.f. Power Grip Matte Primer, and I'm gonna prime my face with this. Usually I use the Jelly Pop one, but I want my makeup to stick, and I don't really want to worry about getting too oily, so I'm trying this matte primer. But yeah, I'm going as Annette from Castlevania, and yeah, y'all, all the Castlevania fans to the front. I'm not even about to front and act like I've been like hip to this series. I ain't even gonna hold you up. I only like got into it because of the black characters. I ain't even gonna lie, but not like that. But it's just so important for representation and casting to be like accurate and correct. So I was just excited, and that's really initially what drawn me to the anime, is because it was set in Egypt, but the characters were geographically correct. Like they was black. It was like brown skin, dark brown skin, black, and you know, the Egyptians were black. Sekhmet, the goddess, was not descripted, but she was depicted as a black woman, and I had to give it up for the writers because they got the depiction of the Orishas and stuff like that correct. So before I get into the lore of Sekhmet, let's talk about a little bit lore of mine. I love cats. I love cats. What foundation am I about to use? I could use this Tower 28 one. I haven't used this Tower 28 one in a minute. So I'm going in with this, because it's got a sunscreen. I'm going in with this Tower 28 SPF tinted sunscreen in 63rd Street. So yeah, I love cats. I got 2 cats. In my lore, I don't know if, you see how the shade, it's like, girl, I guess we're just about to blend it out. So my lore surrounding the cats is, first off, I am a cat, okay? And I mean that so seriously. My initials, like my real name, my nickname is Candy. My stage name is, I guess, ACandle BurningBrightly, because that's what my name means. Like my first name means A Candle Burning Brightly. But my initials spell out the word cat, like literally. My first initial was C, my middle initial was A, and my last, the initial for my last name is T, right? So cat, right? But in addition to that, growing up, my mom bred purebred Siamese cats, right? So I just grew up with cats. And when I was younger and I was a baby, I used to have this cat named Pinky that was a red point Siamese, and they used to sleep with me in my crib. So I'm a cat, y'all. So that's why I decided, I feel like it was just alignment. It would have been perfect to dress up as Segment and whatnot. And if you know, like, what Segment from Castlevania looks like when she possesses Annette, because Annette has locks, but they shorter. But when she gets possessed, they get long, and then she put on this like outfit. So I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'm about to dress up as her. So yeah, I grew up with cats. My mom bred purebred Siamese cats. And that's how she met my dad, I think, because my dad is a photographer. So my dad one day had to cover the Michigan cat show. My mom was there selling her cats. I had her cats and stuff. So I'll insert some pictures and stuff. But I also used to have this reoccurring dream all the time. I think what I'm about to do now is my edges real quick. But I used to have this reoccurring dream all the time, right, about these cats. So if you know anything about, like, you know what I'm saying, if you're into that, the different lore of deities and stuff like that, and if you're into metaphysics and spirituality, you can, you know how to recognize the call. But basically, I used to have this reoccurring dream all the time, and in this dream, I will go down into the basement. But in the basement, it's like, like the main area, and then it was like a bedroom down there in the bar. But then it separated off into another section, like where the washer and dryer was, and it was like a whole hallway and like storage area back there. So back there, back by where the washer and dryer was, in this dream, I will always like go down there or like see the washer and dryer area, right? But it in the middle of the darkness, it would be like this portal, right, that was just open. So in this portal that was just open in the middle of the basement, these effing cats would just be pouring and coming out of the portal. So I'm like, okay, and that's all the dream was. It used to be cats. Just I used to go down there and go in the basement, and it used to be like this portal next to the washer and dryer, and these cats would just be pouring out of this portal. So I had a dream, like I'm trying to tell you, on a regular basis. It stopped for a couple years and then picked back up. But when it picked back up, instead of just cats, it was kittens. So I haven't had the dream in a minute, probably about 2.5 years or something like that. But this was a reoccurring dream that I used to have all the time. I don't know if it was my subconscious. I don't know if I'm like, a reincarnated goddess or something. It's like, nah. But the signs be there. So I love cats. I love cats. I grew up with cats. Me and my mom like cats. I'm a cat. My initials spell out cat. And that's why I decided to dress up as Annette from Castlevania. So, moving on to like the lore of Castlevania, right? I just want to make a couple of points because I feel like it's so interesting with this whole connection between, like, even if we talk about the Sinners movie, right? The whole connection with Castlevania and Sinners and the vampires is that these vampires came from the slave trade. Like in Sinners, it was the Irish vampire that had first got turned, and it was trying to, then colonize Michael B. Jordan and them characters and stuff like that to create like this army of like new vampires and stuff like that. So in Castlevania, it was based in slavery times, and Annette, growing up, she was a slave, but unbeknownst to them, her slave masters and stuff like that, she was a child of Ogun and Orunmila. So, she had her ancestors in Orisha on her side. So, basically, Annette, powers ended up awakening because she was just a child of the Orishas, you know what I'm saying? She had the power of war and iron from Ogun from her dad's side, but on her mom's side, she had the Orisha of divination and intelligence and wisdom on her mom's side. So she was psychic as hell, but also could wield like the power of iron and stuff like that. So I think I'm about to go in with this concealer next. This is just an e.l.f. cream contour palette, but I use this as concealer. So yeah, she like, shit, bitch, I'm a child of the motherfucking Orishas. I don't know what this is. So the slave masters were vampires, and I found that interesting, the correlation when Sinners came out, and I was, you know what I'm saying, finishing the series and watching the series. I'm like, why? What is up with slavery and vampires? Like, is that really how it was back then? And if you think about like energy vampirism and them trying to suck our blood, and you know what I'm saying, certain sects of people stealing African people's resources, it's just very like draining and soul draining and blood sucking. So I just found that interesting how Sinners also kind of like, you know what I'm saying, had that same theme to where the slave masters is basically vampires. So her slave master's master was a vampire, and now that I'm thinking about it, it was like they was probably trying to control the chosen ones, right? I'm gonna just refer to Annette as the chosen one because she had power. So basically, when it was her turn to get branded, her powers awakened and she used them to escape. And then after that, she just became like a revolutionary to try to stop the vampires and free her people. And because at this point it became an uprising, because it was like this master vampire that was trying to turn everybody into vampires so it could be like a world of darkness and some crazy shit. So basically, Jolta, right, way back in Egyptian times, Jolta, this I ain't even gonna call her a vampire. Before she became a vampire, it was this priestess of Sekhmet named Jolta, right? So Sekhmet is the goddess of healing, but you know what I'm saying, most people know her as the goddess of war, but she's also like the goddess of, you know what I'm saying, healing and regeneration. So basically, Jolta used to be a priestess of Sekhmet, and one day I think somebody like raided the temple and destroyed everything. So to rebuild everything, because it was basically, I guess, like a cult, or like a cult worship at this point. But she was pissed because everything got destroyed. So what Jolta crazy ass did is she killed a vampire, right? Because the temple got raided and destroyed everything, and the vampire tried to bite her and kill her, but she was too strong. I mean, what you talking about? What did you think this was? So she was strong. She killed the vampire, but then, and this is kind of like, you got to be careful, because devotion, you got to be careful about what you devoted to. Jolta became drunk on power and lost the plot and forgot about her devotion to Sekhmet, because at first she was just honoring Sekhmet and honoring the fact that she was a goddess of war. She was a strong, independent black woman, okay? But she was also a healer. So basically, she was fucking pissed and mad, and she was like, oh, you destroyed my temple and my cult. How am I ever going to rebuild? So because she was drunk on power and rage, Jolta killed the vampire, drunk his blood, transformed into a vampire herself. So Jolta basically killed herself. She killed her spirit, killed her body, and became undead, right? And then when she became a vampire, she then took Sekhmet's blood and drunk her blood and powered herself up with Sekhmet's essence. So she was carrying like the essence of the goddess, and it was just like, okay. So then in her quest for power and rule, Jolta sought out this like this master vampire named Resbet. I'm pronouncing that wrong, but Resbet, whatever. And wanted to give her the blood in order to make Resbet like the reincarnated version of Sekhmet. But the problem was that Jota had the blood. Respite, they eventually ended up getting Sekhmet's heart. But the thing that they cannot channel and harness and find was Sekhmet's soul. And I found that so interesting because you gotta understand, vampires are dead. Vampires cannot have souls. So it's like, if you even think about it, you were stupid in the first place for doing that. So when it came down to it, and it was like the finale or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it was getting down to the nitty gritty. I think I'm about to do my mascara next. When it was coming down to everything, Annette was like, alright, we need to find Sekhmet's soul. Because if they get all three parts, the Ka, the Ba, and I forget the last one. Let me look it up real quick. Oops. The Ak. And so they was looking for her Ak. They had her heart and her blood, but they couldn't find her soul. So basically, Annette, with her powers of divination and, you know what I'm saying, wisdom or whatever, put herself into a meditation, went into a trance, astral projected to the world of the Orishas and the deities, and talked to Ogun, like, you know what I'm saying, what was good. And then eventually ended up finding Sekhmet's spirit in the astral world. But in the astral world, you know what I'm saying, she was like, I guess, pleading her heart to Sekhmet, or just explaining the situation to Sekhmet. Like, these bitches is tripping. they became vampires. They trying to take over the world and put the world into darkness. And the interesting thing about that is Sekhmet is a goddess of the sun. So it was kind of like a contradiction, because it's like, bro, if you're trying to resurrect your goddess, why would you become a vampire for real? And that's how you know she was drunk on power and in her own self-interest, instead of actually trying to honor the goddess and just embody her, you know what I'm saying, divine feminine energy. So Annette in the astral world was like, look, these bitches out here tripping, help. So basically Sekhmet was like, you know what I'm saying, I want to help, but I can't trust nobody, and I fear that your vessel is too weak. I don't know. So in the astral world, she tested Annette. So Annette in the astral world was like fighting this monster, and in the meanwhile, Sekhmet had possessed her body and had animated Annette's body, and she transformed into this stronger version of herself, right? And in the real world, went on with her buddies to fight Drota and the Respite and things of that nature. So I feel like I was saying, they couldn't fully embody the goddess Sekhmet because they couldn't embody her soul, because they were dead, and that's why they were ultimately defeated. Okay, they were ultimately defeated by their selfish self-interest and their drive for power instead of devotion. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's another reason why Sekhmet chose Annette, because Annette was a revolutionary. Annette also had proven herself to be devoted to her cause to free her people. So, you know what I'm saying, she wasn't just about to give over her power because that's her soul. It's like the soul never dies. So I guess Sekhmet had to be careful about that. And that's why she was being tested in the astral realm while she was, you know what I'm saying, fighting in the real world. But I feel like Annette was being chosen, and she was chosen by Sekhmet the whole time and entrusted with her soul because her intentions were pure, and Sekhmet's old priestesses were not. This reminds me of the story of Medusa and Aphrodite. My bad, y'all. Replace Aphrodite with Athena. Medusa was a priestess of Athena, the goddess of war. But in reverse, because in the Aphrodite temples, Medusa was like the prettiest one, right? So she was getting hated on. But I guess one of the gods like tried to advance or hit on her, you know what I'm saying? And she rejected his advances. But honestly, I think the real story, honestly, is that she was raped. So Medusa, I think, was taken advantage of and raped. by one of the gods. And when she ran to Aphrodite for help, Aphrodite ignored her and was mean to her and basically cursed her to be ugly because she was fucking jealous. And that's the story of Medusa. Medusa was never like this evil, ugly person. And that's why a lot of the times I like to root for the villain. I ain't even about to hold you up. Because a lot of times the villain origin story, they was never the villain in the first place. They became the villain because people ain't shit. So, back to Annette and the vampires and stuff like that. At the end, I feel like Sekhmet chose her because her heart was pure. And a lot of times, if you like into spirituality or metaphysics, or you're trying to work with like goddesses or ancestors, and you think you got a patron goddess, a lot of the times they say, don't just try to go work with all deities and all spirits. You have to wait and see who chooses you, who wants to work with you. So I feel like even though she was a child of the Orishas, Annette ultimately was chosen by Sekhmet because Sekhmet wanted to work with her to help defeat the evil. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times that happen in real life. Deities may reach out to you, want to work with you for certain reasons or whatever. For soul development, character development, stuff like that. And I just feel like it was interesting because it's like it was Sekhmet, but it was Sekhmet split up in 3 different aspects. It was like this battle, right? But ultimately it was this battle for self, because Sekhmet had a dual side. She had like the soft healing side, but at the end of the day she was bloodthirsty and she would F stuff up. She was the goddess of war. So I feel like that was an interesting dynamic between the 3 women, between Annette, Jolta, and Respet, because it's like they were all fighting for parts of her. And I feel like a lot of times we'll do that as well. It's like it'll be like different aspects of ourselves, and that we're fighting against. Like we're battling between what our mind wants and what our heart wants. So ultimately, you know what I'm saying, you got to tap into your soul and get aligned with your soul and figure out what's the best path for your soul instead. So yes, y'all, I am going dressed up as Sekhmet. So yeah, a lot of times we just fighting with ourselves, honestly. So I think that was a cool anime. That was a cool anime. All right, let me do a little bit more of this makeup off camera, and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Oops. I try to do a little wing, but I'm back. So I'm about to put this blush on a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna try to use this NYX Buttermilk blush. What color is this? Black and butter. We're gonna use this. But and then I'm gonna bronze my face, and I'm gonna figure out what lip I'm gonna put on, and then I'm gonna finish the final touches. I'm gonna just go put this right here. And then next I'm going in with this bronzer and Mocha Mami. This is so pretty. Ooh, I'm going in with this next. Yeah, because this blush is kind of pinky. This blush kind of match my shirt. I'll show you when I get outside. But I'm gonna put this right around here. Oh, okay. It's starting to come together. I feel like blush and bronzer is starting to bring it together. See? You can't tell, but you'll be able to tell soon. It's like getting better lighting. Yeah, so I'm using this Fenty Beauty lip liner. I can't even tell you which one this is because it's so small, but it's the brown one. It's the burgundy brown one. So I'm going with this. Okay. And I'm not gonna overline my lips because, as you can see, my lips are small. So I'm just gonna embrace my small lips. And then I'm gonna go in with this Blaze Donut, and I might put this lip gloss on top. I'm gonna see how I feel about it. We'll have to see. We'll see. Okay. What do I have to do next? It is 10:14. The doors to the convention just opened. The time slot for the photo ops start at 12, so I gotta leave here at least by like 11:15. So I got good timing because I'm dressed early. But I'm about to show you a picture of what I'm dressed up as. So this is who I'm going dressed up as. Did you see the resemblance? Okay, so this is what I'm dressed up as. I feel like the only thing I don't have is this little gold crescent moon. But everything else, it's like I feel like you can tell who I am. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add the gold jewelry. Yeah, I feel like it's starting to hit now that my hair is down. I might change my lip too. But I have to add these gold jewelry accents to my hair now, because she has gold jewelry accents. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oops. And it's specifically these solid ones. So I'm gonna take all the solid ones and put them, I'm gonna put one probably like right here. I don't like my lip. I gotta figure out what lip I'm gonna wear for real. Ooh! One of them fell. I have to definitely tighten them. So that's prettier. I ended up changing my lip to Spice Cold because this color goes better with the outfit. So the last, I think, little finishing touch I have is these contacts, because she is wearing these like cat eye contacts. So I got some cat eye contacts. I'll be back when I put these in. Ha 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 ha. I'm back. Do I look like a goddess? So I got the contacts in. They look fire. A dusting powder. Because ooh, it broke. So let me not go OD with the glitter. Oops. Let me not go OD with the glitter. I got this little highlighter I'm gonna use though. So this is the final look. I'll be back when I'm on the way. All right, y'all, I'm leaving now. It's time to go. It's cold out here. Oops, wait, hold on. Cause I got these platforms on, but I'm about to grab these these Nike sandals real quick, just in case platforms get messed up or anything like that. So let me just. Yeah. Skinny goddess. Hello, kitty cat. Okay. Shout out to the cats in the background, but this is my outfit. And we're on the way now. It feels good outside. The sun done came out, so. Head northeast, then turn left. Okay. I'm on my way, so I'll be back when I pull up. All right, y'all, I just got here. I just pulled up. Now we're about to walk inside. This one contact right here, it keeps shifting. And it's annoying, so whatever. But we're here to. So let's go. It's beautiful outside. I look cute. I'm about to tuck this under here like this though. Do I look like a deity? All right, for sure. Let's go inside. I don't see nobody dressed up in costumes yet. Okay, we got Mario in the building. Got the sis. Oops. Where was I going? Is where you check in at or buy the tickets? If you got a QR code, where do you go?
Down there. The next set of doors.
Thanks. So we here.
5.
At this time, we're beginning last call's photo ops with Donovan Patton, Josh De La Cruz,
Steve from Blue's Clues.
Trio. This is your last
With
call.
the costume or without the costume?
I don't know. The one that started 12.
So,
The single photo ones?
yeah, so he has two options, either with costume or without a costume. Do you know how much you paid for it?
80. I got the selfie autograph combo.
So that's at his table.
Where is it at?
It's so like all these tables, all the red and white drape, they're all back there.
Blue's Clues, Blue's Clues, Blue's Clues. Yes. Update. Somebody finally correctly guessed who I was. So that made me happy. Because they finally guessed correctly. He's right there. Look.
He looks the same.
I know. What?
Hello, my friend. Where have you been? My God, where have you been? Oh my God.
All right. I done got my autograph. I met Steve. Now I'm just walking around. Oh, let's see what's going on in this Comiccon. Let's see what's going on down here. They got dinosaurs. They got everything. You said what about this papyrus? Is authentic? Oh. Look how pretty Bastet is. I'm trying to figure out, do I want this one or that one or both? Oh, you got a big one though. Does that one glow in the dark too? The big one? Oh my gosh. Look, y'all. They got Care Bears and My Little Ponies. So cute. And they got Godzilla. I low-key stand Godzilla, like, because can't nobody defeat Godzilla. It's like, it's pointless trying to, like, go up against Godzilla. He's a fucking dinosaur. He can swim and he got lasers. Look what I found, y'all. They got authentic Goosebumps books. The old school ones. Look, y'all. It's Princess Peach. Look, y'all. Everything is a cat. This is beautiful artwork, though. Look how pretty. It's a gremlin cat. That's cute. The dandelion cats. This is beautiful. The angel cats. Aw, man. This is cute. Look at the Mario and Yoshi one. You got one. You got that one. Cause that's based off that angel picture, right? That classic one. It's a Princess Zelda one. Ooh, this is cute. She got that one. That's cute. I'm about to fuck around and spend $80. You do? She has one. It's so nice. You painted all these?
Yes, I am.
Ah, that's beautiful. Is this a print or you hand painted this too?
Originals have been sold. Actually, most of my originals have been adopted.
Oh, really?
I have 3 or 4 available.
Oh, those are the
These
originals.
are still available for the auction.
Oh, that's pretty.
The prices you can see there. And these are basically nice listing to the original.
How much is that one?
Necklace. This is 54.
I want that one. Tell your cat I said, pss, 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 pss. Don't ask where I'm going insane. Look at all these trinkets. They're cute. It's a Snorlax. Alright, y'all. I came over here to take a snack break. So I got some chicken tenders. And these loaded tater tots. People keep staring at me and it's hilarious. They keep staring at me because of these eyes. The lady at the concession stand, she talking about, that's creepy. Bitch, it's a motherfucking costume convention. I'm like, that's creepy. Girl, bye.
And the way in which we did that was through wonder. Where I was kind of saying, I wonder where they are. I wonder this, I wonder that. And living in a state of wonder professionally is a beautiful practice that has rubbed off, you know, and that it's such a gift. And the listening and the being comfortable with silence and leaning into silence. There's a million wonderful lessons from that show that I wasn't even aware I was learning.
Yeah, I would say that same, like on the same thing that Steve said, Josh has always been an aspirational character for me. We share the name, and it is a piece of myself, but it's almost the best piece of myself where, you know, I'm patient, I ask for help, I listen, and I can communicate clearly, and when I need to take a deep breath and take a minute, I take a deep breath and take a minute. You know, because I'm a human being with feelings just like everybody else, and sometimes I'm not at my best. And you know, those times sometimes really haunt you, especially when you have this aspirational character that you created, that you helped create, and so it's helpful in that way. But yeah.
And I got to do the PSA real quick that I always do, which is the greatest lesson Steve ever taught me was to ask for help. Right? I mean, that was the whole show, was standing in front of someone and authentically admitting you needed help. Right? And that was a big deal in my life. That was something that became very important to me. That changed my life, doing that as an adult. And the PSA is that if there are people in this room who feel like that there's more going on than they can handle, to ask for help. You know, there's help out there. And it's actually a confrontational act of courage to do so. Yeah. So, do it, Steve.
Yay!
Well, it's an honor, first of all, if we, you know, to say that we are someone's childhood, it's definitely a big honor. It also feels, to be truthful, like an underrepresentation of everybody else who was part of your childhood. You know what I mean? They were part of it, but it can't be the whole thing. You know what I mean? And so I'm intrigued. So, yeah, sure. Had a popsicle. You know, so like that's kind of just where my mind reflexively goes. But it's something that I need to be better at in my life is just taking a compliment as well without trying to any part of it. So you know, I try to basically honor that part of what someone's feeling, because what's great about this is we get to meet you all in person, and it means a lot to all of us, especially the experience of making this show. I said this to some of you when we've been able to meet over this weekend, is we're in a blue room or a green room with a camera lens that we're talking to most of the time. And here we actually get to meet our friends. And the experience of that interaction is...
I'm very partial to side table jar and
What about paprika?
Mr. Salt and Mr. Salt.
Yes, and paprika.
Yeah. When I was able to write for the show, I wrote a spoilers ahead, a rap for Mr. Salt as a character named Villain Ice. And that cracked me up to know. And so yeah, I was very happy to write for Mr. Salt. It was just like, you know, I tried to make all the rhymes food related. Edited a little bit. Usually, like, my flow is cold like a frozen quiche. They can squat, put a stop to me. They breeze through the trees rhymed better, so they changed it to that. But I wanted all the, I don't know, I love Mr. Salt.
Yeah, I'm a Salt fan. Side table drawer is close to my heart. And Snail.
Oh, Snail.
Snail's good. Covert, low key. Yeah. He's like the mastermind. Maybe it's Snail's house.
Yeah. Do you think it's the same snail as the snail in Adventure Time?
Yes. Always been the same snail.
Yeah. There's only one.
No, you mean the Adventure Time?
No.
No, that's name's Eves, right?
Yeah, they might know each other, but they're not. To talk to y'all again as actually me, you know, or more actually me. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it was a little tough for a minute, but now it's awesome.
You're like the professor or Banner and the Hulk.
Yes, I'm Professor Hulk.
Yeah, that's it. Professor Hulk. Professor Steve. Professor Steve. That's I do. If you shout out Josh, I will respond. Just by virtue. But I don't know. It's an aspirational character for sure. I wish that I could be. I wish that I could be more like Josh on the show more often, and I love that character. It's such a huge part for myself. Yeah, I don't know. It's you know, it's a piece of me. It's a piece of me.
You know, what's an interesting story about him, though, is when we hired him, it wasn't for sure that we were going to call him Josh, and I told him, so I was like, bro, don't do it, man.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it. He was like, I want to. I love that idea. I was like, oh, then by all means.
The name that they were floating around, at first for the audition, it was Nick. And then I was like, oh, well, guess you're gonna call it Nick. And then I was like, the network is Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It's a placeholder name, chill. And then when they were like, we would like to use Josh, but the other option is Ben.
Yeah, Ben, your introduction to that show, that really makes me feel like Blue's Clues. The wacky stuff, the fun stuff, the singing, the dancing, all like that, that's great. But lean into those silences and that'll make it feel more like Blue's Clues.
Yeah. There's something called a 4-beat pause that Angela talks about in her book, and that Steve was like instrumental in developing. And at first it feels so weird, but if you lean into the silence and you listen, essentially what happens is we ask, where's the clue? And then in our heads, oh. So at first it feels like it's too long, but it's not. So by recognizing that there's a 4-beat pause, but then leaning into the silence, it'll start to feel, it'll give you more time to listen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Hello.
Hi.
My name's Jisoo. You know, when we were all children, I actually grew up watching Steve. Like, you taught us how to problem solve, how to have the confidence to like help people like you on screen. I still, when I open the mail or get the mail, I have the mailbox song in my head. Now, to us as adults, stuff that applies to us is like burnout or like being exhausted and like depression and things like that. I wanted to ask all three of you, what is your favorite way to recharge or avoid burnout, to like do self-care?
Well, you gotta replenish the well, you know? You can't keep going to the well and not recharging, right? So I think you're correctly identifying that problem. That's what burnout is, right? You keep giving and not putting back. But the rest, I wouldn't want to be prescriptive about. I mean, it's really what recharges you. So I would say, again, it's kind of a game of Blue's Clues. Like, keep an eye out for that stuff in your life that lights you up, you know, that you respond to, that makes your soul sing, you know, and pay attention to that stuff, even if it's little, you know, and honor it. Those are clues, right? Those are clues to who you are and what and where your joy is, and pay attention to that stuff. You know, don't skip it. Don't skip over it.
And they're almost always free. You know? No, true, because like I definitely struggle with some like fanaticism sometimes, where like I'll be like, oh, I have to get this thing and I have to get more and I have to get all, like I'll just go into a hole. It's a lot of the time it's like, no, you can like it, that's totally cool. But sometimes I just need to exercise. I need to go for a walk. I need to spend time with my family, like spend real time with my family where I'm not on my phone. Like to give someone 100% of your attention, and like to play with my dogs, you know, like the free stuff that you can't buy. If that makes your soul soar, pay attention to that. And a lot of the time, especially yesterday, was a really stimulating day, overstimulating day. So I was just in my room and I didn't have any sound on, didn't have any music on, and I just, you know, enjoyed the silence, just to be alone with my thoughts, and that's what I do. What about you?
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, it's like we've been talking about listening a lot. It's important to also listen to yourself. And I forget who I was talking with earlier today. My wife always says that I drop whatever it is that I want to do to help somebody else out. You know, in my life, that I do that a lot, and I happen to get charged up by other people. Like that is a source of energy for me. I don't particularly enjoy being by myself a lot. But I think it's important to be honest with yourself so that you can know what it is that you truly want, and it's okay to say no or not right now if you are feeling, you know, that's a powerful word, the word no, and because and when we hear it, we should also, as people, like respect it. you know, because, you know, yeah, there is only so much that can go around at certain times. But then I find something that does charge me up personally is like, I particularly, I like to travel. I like to travel and then throw myself down a mountain at high speeds on the snow. So yeah, those things make me happy. Yeah.
It's true. I have a video of Donna going face first down a snowy hill, and it makes my sometimes my wife will ask me like, "Hey,
that makes soul sore."
That makes our soul sore like no other, because he just goes face first down on this, like, you know, this flexible slants. And it's in Cherados. It's a fairly steep hill. It goes for a while, but he goes right through a mud pile. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I had corduroy pants on and they weighed like 50 pounds when I was done because they were soaked.
It was awesome.
It was great though.
Every time it's a Comic-Con, he's a vendor, and I love these canes because they got the crystal tops, and then they got these shorter ones over here. These are so pretty, and I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, you should get a cane like this because she be having back problems and stuff. So I'm like, eventually, she can come and get one of these. These are so pretty. So gorgeous. So what's your name?
Christina.
Christina. She's a self-published author. This is inspiring because I'm trying to release my book too. She got all these books. How many books do you have?
I have 18 published.
18. Which one is the best one? Which one is your favorite?
It's the Color Guys.
Really? I'm kind of interested in the Empress.
Yeah, the Empress.
What about the Queens?
Yeah, the Empress and the Queen, they're in the
it's the same series.
And so all over the world, there's these different colonies inhuman queens, and so they're trying to slowly take over and take our society by like integration. And so each colony has a queen, so each book follows a different queen. And so they're kind of like succubuses, where they can like take the life force out of somebody.
Exactly.
But in the Empress, there's only supposed to be like one queen at a time with like one heir. And so the mother Empress is like what they call like their head queen.
Right.
She decides that she wants 10 heirs. And so then it becomes like a Highlander, there can only be one situation.
Oh, okay. So they start killing each other.
Yeah.
Ah! All right. Well, I'm trying to just figure out which one of these books I want. I'm definitely here to support. I'm glad you're up here. You got social media?
It's in. If you go to the website, right?
It's on your website. Nice to meet you, Christina. See you later. So I'm leaving now, but I'm lost because I don't know where I know where I parked, but I'm trying to figure out where I parked at. It's over here somewhere, so that was fun, y'all. I'll see you when I get back home. All right, y'all, I'm back at home. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready to just lay down and relax. But before I do that, I want to share my haul of what I got from Comic-Con. So, I remember running into that Egyptian booth, and I remember her mentioning how the papyrus, these pictures are made on, it's actually like real authentic Egyptian papyrus. So I ended up getting two of these. I got a smaller one and a bigger one. They both are Bastet, but I got this mini purple one. This glows in the dark. This is really, really pretty, really gorgeous. And she has like a little insert on the back explaining the care instructions and things like that. But on the back, it has like a little paper. It says Bastet, the cat goddess. Bastet symbolizes home, family, protection, fertility, joy, music, dance, cats, harmony, and war in her fiercer aspect. In the bustling city of Bubastis, nestled along the banks of the Nile, the worship of Bastet flourished. The city became a center for her veneration among ancient Egyptians. A feline goddess, her presence echoed both ferocity and tenderness. To the locals, she wasn't just a divine figure, she was a guardian of homes and families. Bastet's story unfolded in the simple moments of everyday life. Families whispered her name for protection, believing that she watched over their homes, ensuring harmony and warding off evil spirits. A cat, revered as her sacred embodiment, became a cherished household member, a symbol of grace and good fortune. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the city of Bubastis came alive with the sounds of celebration during the grand festivals dedicated to Bastet. People from all walks of life gathered to honor the goddess. Music filled the air and joyous laughter echoed through the streets as devotees expressed gratitude for the gentle yet fierce protector who graced their lives. In times of conflict, the goddess revealed her fiercer side, transforming into a lioness to defend those she loves. It is a reminder that strength and protection can coexist with gentleness and nurturing. Bastet's story was woven into the fabric of daily existence, a tale of a deity who seamlessly blended into the rhythm of life, bringing solace and assurance to those who sought her embrace. So I got 2 of these because I couldn't decide. I got a small glow-in-the-dark purple one, and then I got this big, this is a traditional picture of Bastet, but this purple one was cute, so I wanted both. But I'm gonna hang these. I'm probably gonna put the smaller one in my bedroom, and I'm gonna put this in my office because I was trying to start like a movie poster wall in my office, but every time I go to the movies, they don't have no movie posters, which sucks. So I got these. These are nice. Next, I got my autograph from Steve from Blue's Clues. He signed it, and I took a picture with him. So this is my autograph picture from Steve. I never forgot you ever. He's just an icon, so you know what I'm saying. We all love Steve. We all love Blue's Clues, and that was just pretty iconic. The next thing I got is this cute, adorable picture that's based off that popular. Is it like a Renaissance painting? Would that be considered a Renaissance? But this is gorgeous because I recognize this immediately because that like angel Renaissance painting is just classic, and for her to have made this in cat form, it's cute, and it already comes perfectly. It's already, you know what I'm saying, ready to hang, so I just got to figure out where I'm going to hang this. This is adorable. I got that. Next, I got these buttons. Ooh. Oh, something fell. I'm like, what was that? Something fell. I got some crystals, but I got these buttons. This says, "Don't yell at me, please. I'm sensitive." This one says, "Not all disabilities are visible." And then this one says, "Cat Mom." So these are just cute. These are made by the Spooky Seance, Charms, Decor, Accessories, and Nostalgia. I really like, please don't yell at me, I'm sensitive, because we don't need to be yelling, because I can yell louder than you. So let's just be nice to one another and love each other. So I got those. The next thing I got is, listen, I got a whole bunch of jewelry. I got a whole bunch of jewelry from Lydia's Vintage. Let's see. I got some pins. I got this cute pin that says "Call Me." It matches my tattoo that says "Please don't hang up." It's a scream tattoo. I got this cute ass Magic School Bus pin. I got this cute Real Monsters pin. I had to grab this as soon as I saw it because that was the whole reason I went to Comiccon. I got this cute Blue's Clues pin that was perfect. And then I got this Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark pen. That's a classic book. So I got some cute jewelry from here. I got some necklaces. I got this Sailor Moon necklace. I got this this Artemis necklace. I was mad because they didn't have Luna, but they had Artemis, so I got Artemis. And then I got these earrings that are very, very cute. These are little fairies. Little fairies. And then I got a pair that are little roses, and then I got a pair that's like a star and a moon. So I'll provide close-ups of those because those are cute. These pins are cute, and everything is cute. The next thing I got is some more jewelry, because somebody was up there selling Christmas jewelry, but it was just so, like, I couldn't pass up on the deal. So I got like 4 different rings, bro. I got like 4 different rings. I got this this lapis ring, this Larimar ring, this blue kyanite ring, and then I got another moonstone ring. So these are the 4 rings that I got. Very, very cute. But I like these rings because, oops, they're lockets at the same time. It has like a little clasp on here, so you can open the ring, okay, and put a little scripture, put an intention in there, put some herbs, you know what I'm saying? You know how that goes if you're into that. But yeah, I like these because these are like little lockets at the same time too, which is just something different, and it's a nice touch to that kind of piece of jewelry. So then I think this is the last thing that I ended up getting. Let me make sure. I got this food in here that I didn't finish eating. But this might have been my highlight besides Steve, right? Because it was a vendor up there that was selling her books. There's somebody up there selling her books. Her name is Christina L. Barr. And y'all know I'm a writer, you know, that's what this channel is for. And you know I've been writing my book. And this just motivated me to finish. Because she talking about she got 18 books. And that was just the motivation that I needed, because I've been working on my stuff for the longest. So I decided to support a local author. I decided to support a fellow, you know what I'm saying, self-published author. And this just makes me so happy because it just gives me even more motivation to keep going and to keep writing. So these are her books. These are The Queen and the Empress. I think The Queen is the first in the series and the Empress is next. But The Queen's synopsis is: in a secluded colony of inhumans, Rose is given the title of a queen while the cruel elders rule from the shadows. When Rose reaches maturity, tragedy awakens a dark power that she does not understand. Nevertheless, Rose wills it in a war for control over the colony in her heart. Rose decides to explore the humans she has fantasized about before she is one day forced to conquer them. She is intrigued by 2 suitors. Noah is a sweet boy, struggling with charm and a complete gentleman. Austin is an attractive adventurer that challenges her authority at every turn. Rose's wish is to find a king to help overthrow the elders, but she has taken very horrific measures to retain her purity. While trying to save her soul, she may have damned us all. So I was excited because I'm like, yes, sis, you out here doing your thing. You are out here hustling, selling your books, taking a leap of faith. And these is 2 for $25, and they were signed. But I think she wrote something on one of them, so I'm about to read the inside. Oh, this is nice. She says, I know you can't finish your novel. You seem amazing. Stay focused, stay creative. Best wishes, Christina. She put this out in 2014. Oh, I'm excited. In this one, she says, Candy, best wishes, hope you enjoy, Christina. So, this is probably like my highlight of the day, because I ran into her right before I left, and as soon as I seen her and got these books, it was time for me to go. It was time for me to head on out, because the convention ended at 5. At that point, it was probably like 3:45 anyway. So I took one last loop around, and then I ran into her, and it was meant to be. So go support her, follow her, buy her book. She has a whole bunch more books. She had like 2 more books I was interested in, but the one book that I was really interested in, I probably would have bought, she was out of stock of. So that's my haul from Comic-Con. I had a great time. My inner child is so happy. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you do something today to make your inner child happy. I hope you reflect and, you know what I'm saying, embrace nostalgia today, because sometimes we have to go backwards a little bit to move forward. So here's to moving forward. Here's to our dreams coming true. Let me know in the comments who your favorite character is and what you were dressed up as if you were going to Comic-Con. I'm gonna go take these contacts out, wash my face, and lay down. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.